This is my July update for the Deck of Panning 2025 Project Pan. This project was created by Emily over at the channel Emily and Max, and I will have a link to the Google Sheet in the description box below, as well as a link to her channel. The Google Sheet explains everything you need to know to do this project. It is my favorite project. I love this project. I look forward to it every month. If you like fun project pans, or you just like talking about makeup, then stick around. Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. So if you are new here, this is a fun panning project played with a deck of cards and a game board. The game board shuffles monthly, cards 2 through 10 shuffle monthly. Face cards in the ace stay the same. I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. So much. You guys, even though it's my favorite, I don't have a whole lot of progress on my products. I have some progress. I do. So let's go ahead and get started. Last month, I drew the 9 of diamonds. It was a mini or a sample. Well, I made a really bad choice. I brought in this NYX, what is it called? I forget what they're called. I'm going to put it up here. It's a color corrector. It's a color corrector. It is a solid color corrector. You guys, I've used this 8 times. I've used it 8 times. It's not going anywhere. So you guys, I'm going to roll this out because mini or sample should be something very quick to use. This is going to take me the rest of the year to get through. Seriously, it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like I've used any of it. And if I'm being honest, I don't particularly love it. I don't. So I am going to roll this out and roll something else in. I'll just draw another card. But yeah, for a mini sample, that was not a good choice. Not a good choice. Also last month, for the 4 of clubs, it was gemstone. Well, my gemstone is a diamond, but I didn't have anything else with diamond in the name or whatever. But my mom's birthstone, Anthony's birthstone, and my bestie's birthstone are all a ruby. So I brought in the Give Me Glow Shadow in the shade Ruby Rose. And it is such a beautiful red. But you guys, I have not used this at all. Not at all. It's really red. I'm not a huge red eyeshadow person, especially not this time of year. More so October, you know. Do a little bit dark, a little bit moodier looks, but also like red. So I don't have any uses. I only had a 5-use goal. No uses on that. None. Again, probably not a great choice for me. But I try to roll stuff in that I haven't used or that I have very little use on that makes me use it more. I'll get some use on it this month. I will try. I will try. Also last month, I drew the 10 of hearts, and that is oldest. Well, this is one of my oldest blushes. It's not my oldest blush, but it's my second oldest blush. My oldest blush has been in this project so many times, so I just didn't want to put it in again. But this is Cabana Boy by The Balm, and I don't know if you can see that dip. There is a huge dip in there. It is a nice, beautiful, glowy blush. A really great formula. That is it swatched. I put a 10-use goal on this, but I have only used it 4 times. But at least it has some usage. It has some progress. 6 more uses it can roll out. I have been doing so many warm neutral looks that I haven't used this. I've used it, like I said, 4 times. So I've done 4 looks that I could wear a pink blush. And again last month, I did a lot of roll-ins last month, you guys. I didn't realize it. Maybe I was due for a dud month. Anyway, I drew the 5 of diamonds, and that was Spotlight a Panner. The prompt says, match a product to a creator you love, inspired by the Panner's Pan. So the Panner's Pan is a project where you spotlight other panners. So I spotlighted Donna over at My New Obsession. Love her so much. And I brought in the Nude Stick Stacks blush in the shade Fruit Punch. It is a red. It is a very, very bright red pinky blush. Donna is the reason that I bought my nude stick blushes to begin with. However, I should have brought in something like the Love and Roses, which is a mauve, or the, what is this one called? Or the Pink Love. Nope. No, I had to bring in the Fruit Punch. The Fruit Punch. It's very bright. I do have some I do have some progress on it, you guys, though. I've worn it twice. 5U Skull, I've worn it twice. I'm almost halfway there. This is just something else, man. It is beautiful. It blends out beautifully. It is such a pretty, almost like a sunburned look on your face. And I love that, especially for summer. Especially for summer. So I still have 3 more uses to go on this. And you know what? I'm not upset that it's not rolling out, because then we get to talk about Donna some more next month. And who doesn't want to do that? In her words, she's a kick in the pants. And she is. She is. Back in April, I drew the King of Diamonds, which is no pan left behind. As I said, face cards and aces always stay the same, so a red king is always going to be a no pan left behind. I brought in the Urban Decay Prince palette to use no pan left behind. And last month I had no progress on this whatsoever, but I am very happy to say that this month it's rolling out. I have used all of these shadows one time. I've only used them one time, but yes, I have used them. And I wish these blues weren't in here. First of all, I think it should be an all purple palette. I'm just saying. Prince, it should be all purples. Darker purples, lighter purples, purples. But the reason why I wish these weren't in here is for my next prompt, and that was the Joker, you guys. I drew the Joker also in May, right? Yeah, also in May I drew the Joker. A Joker stands for, are you joking me? And it's something you don't necessarily want to pan. Not hate pan, we're not doing that. But something, maybe it's something extra special you don't want to use, or something that you like but don't use often, or, you know, something that you just don't want to pan. Well, a problem that I have is buying blue eyeshadows. I think they are beautiful. I think they're gorgeous. You guys, I don't like wearing them. I think they're so beautiful. So I made a BYOP of blue eyeshadow singles that I have to use each shade twice. So the blues in here took away from me using this. And I really want to get this rolled out. I do. But it's a Joker. It's going to last me a while. It is. So my progress, remember, I had to use each shade twice. So these 3 shades here, this is Midnight Nova, Rain Tarts, and Swudge, all by Devinah. Those 3 are rolled out. I did use them twice. This is called Altair. I have no use on that. But this is Calypso Shallows, and I do have one use on that. This is Snow Cone. This is Santa Monica. This is Alpha. And this is Dark Waters. I have no use on any of those. And then this one is called Painted Lady, and I have one use on the Painted Lady. And then these down here, and these are all Look-See shadows. And then these down here are Give Me Glow, when they have their big old pans. And this is Pool Party, and this is Mermaid Waters. They're both stunning. I love them. I need to use them. At least these like more aqua blues, I need to use them before summer's over, because otherwise I won't reach for them at all. Not that I've been reaching for them now, but yes. Oh, I take that back. Pool Party. I have one use on Pool Party. I have my little cheat sheet right here. I have one use on Pool Party, so I have to use that one more time. I have to use Calypso Shallows one more time, Painted Lady one more time, and then all the rest of these here and this one I have to use twice. So it's coming along. I knew that it wasn't going to roll out very fast. That's why it's a Joker. That's why I chose it. It's not going to roll out probably before the end of the year, but I am giving it the old college try, and I'm pacing myself. I'm pacing myself, guys. I don't like blue eyeshadow. I love blue eyeshadow is so pretty. Have I bought more? Yeah, I have. Because especially, I'm just saying, the flippy ones, the Devinah, that have 3 or 4, the multi-chromes, Be Still My Heart. They're so beautiful. All right, so technically we have 2 rollouts, but I'm also going to roll in another card for this. I'm not rolling this out. This is the Cabana Boy. But I have 6 uses left on this, and I know that I'm going to get through that within the next week or week and a half because I am dedicating my first 2 weeks of makeup to using this blush. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 cards because that's what I do. And that's how I sabotage myself. But drawing cards is the funnest part. It is. I'm excited. I got my Betty cards. Got my Betty shirt on today. Can you see it? Got her on there. And I have to find my jokers because I know both of them are in here. There's one and there is the other one. So here are my 2 jokers. And this one is getting put back because you only need 1 joker in here, and that one is bad luck. Bad juju attached to that card. So I'm going to put it in the middle, and then we're going to shuffle and look at the game board for this month. Foundation. No, I don't want that. SPF, I don't want that. I want fun things. Give me fun things. Fantasy self. Love that. Out of control category. Spotlight of Panner is... This is the second video that I'm filming today, and people keep calling me. I've had 2 calls from work. This is a Saturday, by the way. 2 calls from work. Phone calls. Phone calls. Anyway, we're going to look at the game board. The last thing I said was Spotlight of Panner. I would love to get that again. There's so many amazing panners that I love, and I would love to spotlight them. Represents another project. I already know the project that I'll do if I happen to get that. Another Pan Bites the Dust. It's a Queen, the group Queen. Inspired. Matches shirt. That'd be fine. Another Oldest. I don't want that. Favorite category. That would be a hard one. That would be really hard. Discontinued. Oh, I have a ton of discontinued products. Matches Nails. That would be a disaster. Because they're green. They're green. I don't really wear green shadow that much. I did. You guys, I wore green shadow last week. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Last week? I don't know. But I liked it. I was happy. Okay, one more shuffle, and then we're going to cut the deck. Cut it on camera. And then we're going to pick 3 off the top. I want to make sure that they are, right side up, because I always pick them and they're upside down. Okay, first one. 9 of Hearts. 9 of Hearts is Oldest. I just had that. I said I didn't. Dang it, Donna. Donna always says, don't talk about the ones you don't want because then you're going to get them. I should have listened to her advice. Anyway. 3 of Clubs is Tourist. I'll have to look that one up. And then the last one, 2 of Diamonds. Discontinued. Okay, well, those are fun. Those are fun, right? Okay, well, I'm going to go grab my products. We'll come back. We'll discuss. I'll tell you what Taurus means. Don't go anywhere. That was way more difficult than it needed to be. It didn't need to be that difficult, but it was difficult. So these are not in the order that I drew them, but these are the order that they are on my sheet. So the 2 of Diamonds. The 2 of Diamonds was discontinued. So I am bringing out the Item Beauty bronzer. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and you guys look. Look. So I'm going to repress this, and then I'm going to finish it. Luna, stop it. People have the nerve to walk in front of our house, and Luna doesn't like it. So she's growling. So I'm going to repress this because it's time to do it anyway, and then I'm going to finish it. Finish. Yay. The 3 of Clubs is Tourist, and that prompt says, a foreign brand, a product inspired by a country you visited or wish to. Well, all of the things that I know of that are foreign brands are eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not bringing in an eyeshadow palette, and you'll see why I'm doing that in a minute. I have several Beauty Bay. Those are all UK brands, a UK brand. So I'm bringing in Nomad Cosmetics highlighter it's Nomad with Sydney Bathers, and the Balmoral Beach. So I am kind of, the mirror fell off. So I'm kind of reaching here, you guys. I'm kind of reaching because Balmoral Beach is in Sydney, Australia. And no shade thrown to Australia, but I don't really want to visit Australia. First of all, I hate flying, and that is a very long plane ride. Secondly, if you live in Australia, you know, they have big spiders and snakes, and I would just rather not. I don't mind snakes, but I don't want them that are going to kill me. I don't want snakes that are going to kill me. So it's a beach, and I love the beach. So I'm bringing this in. Like I said, it's a stretch. It's a stretch, you guys. But I'm bringing this in for 5 uses. It is a beautiful peachy highlighter, and I love it. And that is what it looks like. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it. So I'm bringing that in for 5 uses. And then finally, for the 9 of Hearts, which is oldest, I didn't want to bring in another freaking blush because I do have older blushes. I didn't want to bring in a bronzer. I do have a couple of older bronzers, but I'm working on a bronzer in my Project 10 Uses. So my ColourPop palettes were some of the oldest palettes that I had. I'm very thirsty today. I've done a lot of talking. Very thirsty. My ColourPop palettes were some of the oldest palettes that I had. I depotted all of them except for, I didn't depot my Mega palettes, but I depotted all of my 9, 12, 116 pan palette. So what I did was I made a little BYOP out of some of my ColourPop shades. And this is it. This is so pretty. I was talking to my friend Ash from Makeup and Chaos, and I was telling them that all of the palettes that I chose for summer, none of them had like mauves or anything like that, except for my, and they weren't even mauves, they were pinks, except for my Huda Mercury Retrograde, and I used that last quarter. I used that like 15 times. So I actually put that back on the shelf so that I wouldn't use it anymore because I want my palette ranking for the next quarter to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled those. Aren't those beautiful? You guys, that's me. But I'll tell you real quick what they are. So this is the shade BB Girl, and that is from the All That palette. The shade Obsession from the Menage a Moi palette. The shade Nuh-uh from the Orchid You Not palette. My 6-pan or my 9-pan palettes are old. They are. Those shades are old. They're still working though. They're still working great. And then for my shimmers, those were all mattes. For my shimmers, I have Risque from the All Matte palette. I have Cast a Chateau in the Wine and Only from the Wine and Only palette. And finally, Seedling from the Orchid You Not palette. I'm going to swatch all of these for you real quickly. And these are what all of those shades look like swatched. These 3 are the mattes, these 3 are the shimmers. And I think they're beautiful. And I am really excited. I just got done telling Ash that I was going to do a BYOP of like mauvey, rosy, pinky, like muted pink shades because I miss them. That's one of my go-to color stories, and I don't have that in my palettes that I chose for summer. Does it matter? Can I choose whatever the heck palette I want? Yeah, but I do choose these palettes because I want to get use out of them. So I'm using each of these shades, all of that to tell you this. I'm using each of these shades, I'm using this whole palette 10 times. So if I dip into it, it's a time, it's a use. So I'm going to use it 10 times because maybe I'll just use this as my inner corner, or maybe I'll just use this as my outer corner or lid setting shade or whatever. But I have to dip into it 10 times, whether it's using one shade or all of them. Yay, I'm so excited about that. I love bringing in my singles to projects. Oh, and I have a couple of shades in my Beauty A to Z project pan where I'm using. If you haven't seen my Beauty A to Z project pan, I'm going to do a little plug here because it's fun. Beauty A to Z, I have a single shadow for every letter of the alphabet. It's been randomly chosen. I use them 5 times. I roll them out and I randomly choose another one. It's fun. I love it. So I have some shades that will work really well with that palette. Yay. Are you guys doing deck of panning? If you are, tell me how it went this month. Are you happy with your prompts? Are you not happy with your prompts? I mean, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what I got. I'm not happy with the usage that I had this past month, but you know, you could only do better the next month, right? So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.